Good morning, good afternoon, good day. Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you so much for your goodness, your kindness, and your grace and mercy. And Father, I just ask that you would grant me wisdom and discernment while going into the market. And I also thank you just for all the good things that you're doing in our lives. Thank you for all your provisions, your blessings for friends and for family. And Father, I'd ask that you would help me to be grateful for every 2 pips that I pull into the market today. Amen. Good morning, Larry. Please resend the document. Oh, okay. Sure. I recently just revamped it, so yeah, I will send it over to you. Let's just go check the news real quick, and then I'll send that over. Oops. It seems like there's a lot of Iran stuff going on. The market is swinging big again. Gotta refresh this. All right, Thursday. Philly Fed manufacturing index, unemployment claims. Those are at 8:30, and then we've got flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI at 9:45. That should keep the market moving. Okay, so the market has swung big because of what is happening. Back here yesterday, 62 pips. And then we also had this pivot back down, which is 28 pips. 29, almost 30 pips back down. And then here we had 33 pips. $42 pips. Wild. And now we're back down here at 40 pips, all the way back down. I'm gonna just, that's a good pullback right in there, and see how my stop loss is above this pivot. I could see this was gonna be a good spot, so I'm just gonna start that in there. Go to the most recent pressure, which is down. I'm gonna go with that. We'll break it all down too. We'll go to the daily, have a look. let's just get rid of all the, oops, objects list, get rid of all that. Okay. So it seems like, well, the past couple of days, now we've had these big swings through this area of consolidation on this part of the daily chart now. Yesterday's big move up kind of like really started to give the feel that we were going to be heading up, and then the Iranian stuff is just triggering swings back and forth, so we're getting big consolidation. Here's a much better picture of what's happened over the past couple of days. So we went from this environment, this type of market, into this type of market. Way different. The geography on the chart is way different now. I've taken in some losses because of that. And then here's the 15-minute chart, and then we'll just go back down to the 1 minute now. I'm just going to go with the most recent pressure. We've got all this new pressure heading down. And then I'm going to send Larry my updated trading plan. Just gonna go check the chart for a sec. Oh, we took profit on that one. All right. Yeah, Larry, I'm gonna show you. I took hits to the point where I lost pretty much too much in the account to trade it, so I ended up getting another new account. All right, just given the updated plan, and it's just such a nuisance to have such a wild market. When starting with a fresh account. All right. All right, Larry, you've got that new trading plan again. Okay, so I'm going to show you what happened to me past couple days. I'm going to go to the 5-minute chart. One second. My cat needed to get in. All right. How have you been trading this market, and have you been doing okay? So yesterday, I took a loss on this move up because I was shorting. So I took a loss there. Made some good profits back all through here. Oh, I need to get rid of these crosshairs. Okay, took a loss in here. And then made good profits back through here. That was good. Then took another loss through here. That was yesterday. Then I stayed up late last night because I didn't want to have an account that was butchered. And so I took a loss in here. And then I took a loss in here. Essentially 4 back-to-back. Well, I mean 2 yesterday. 2 hits yesterday. And then 2 hits last night. You did good yesterday. Oh, that's excellent. Well, if I didn't try and work my account back into profits last night, I would be fine. I'm glad that you did good. I just got crushed again. So, small profit. Oh, okay. Well, I had a big loss, so small profit is yeah, much nicer. You know what? My system that I've revised for would be doing super good all through this. Like, I want to just go back here and have a look at this stuff here, because this is great. All this stuff would be perfect for making money with my system. Then this stuff shows up. So now I'm wondering, like, do I just need to be far more nimble and not, it always seems to be for me that less time ends up being better in the market. I don't want to cry about it. I want to fix what's going on here. Like, I think it's a pretty, just a bad series of events to get caught like that, but I need that to not happen. So I'm not totally sure what to do other than try and be in and out quicker. So we'll trade like normal. Oh, did you get my revised trading plan? You got it. Thanks. Nice. Okay. Look at the UJ. Is it just going wild? Let's pull it up. I'm just looking at where we're at right now in the euro. Let's just measure this real quick, and then I'll pull up the UJ. So now there's 20 pips down. I'm going to go for a long because a 20 pip price cycle, generally speaking, that's where I want to be trading at the end of a 20 pip price cycle. So I'm going to go for a long in there because we're at some support. And then right on that last pivot, I'm going to get into another long. And if it just runs and smashes stop losses, I'm going to just take a break. All right, so a second long right in there. There, I got the UJ up, and it just looks like regular price action. Is that why you want me to pull it up? It looks like really nice, like really good trading. Interesting how that's not like, UJ's not freaking out. How is that? 22 pips? Wow. I mean, that's good trading for my system right there. That's a pretty good uptrend too. All right. Back to the euro dollar for a little bit here. I'm wondering if maybe I consider trading another pair. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I might think about it, but I do just want to get good at one thing. All right, there's another target hit. It's just not reversing at all, like the euro dollar's not? Or the UJ? Which one were you talking about for reversal? You wouldn't switch? Yeah, you know what? I just want to stay so consistent. That's why I'm just thinking, just don't bother. I just trade the euro dollar, and I would rather be good at dodging. I'd rather get good at dodging some of these big, unmanageable swings rather than go switch in pairs, because euro dollar is super good for me most of the time. I just need to be better at waiting through a couple of these massive swings. If I can do that, then I would be better. So I think maybe I just improve on my waiting skills when getting hit. Like my rule is, yeah, you agree too? You think so? Okay. Like my rule is, if I take one hit, I gotta wait at least 20 minutes before considering getting back in. And then, okay, this is gonna run down again. I'm gonna get ready for a second opportunity. And then if I get a second loss, then I'm done for the day. But the thing is then getting 2 losses is pretty big. Like, I think I'm noticing that when I take 1 hit, I often take 2 hits. Okay, I'm getting into a second position here. So how much time between these swings? Oh, I'm still on the 5-minute chart. Wow, that was 1 hour. Down and up in an hour. We got news in 8 minutes. Thanks for reminding me. Sorry, I was rambling on mute. I was just saying I'm pulling up the news, and we've got unemployment, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, and unemployment claims in 5 minutes. While we're waiting for the news, I'm just going to go back. I just want to give these a really good measure and see, like, if I had my 35 pips stop loss, I probably still would have got smoked on that. It's 41 pips there. And let's say I was starting to get long in here. Maybe something like over here. I would have had a pullback. There's 20 pips. That's a little beyond my 17 pips. But 30 pips here, I would have survived that if I had 35 pip stop losses. So one loss would have been a big, difficult loss, and then one win for the 35 pip stop losses. But I'm just done with those because it's just too much, it's too long, it's too big for my personality. I just prefer the 17 pips and just be in and out and done much quicker. I think one of the most important lessons I need to learn is that trading more does not mean more profits. And like, I just have such a hard time accepting that. Like, I've got an insanely strong work ethic, and so it's just so strange to not go to work to fix things. Minute 30. See if we can grab, if I can even just grab the one profit, that'll be good enough. I'll just close it before. But there should just be enough volatility here to take those both out. One minute. $30 seconds. Ten. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unemployment claims are 209,000, putting slightly less than the forecast. Building permits actually came in really green. They forecasted 1.38 million. It's at 1.44 million. So that's pretty good for the dollar on that one. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. Oh, it's pretty low. Negative on that one. And just take that there. It's kind of stalling right on that support point right there. And I had my target on the other side of it, so just tapping out of that one for now. And then I'm just gonna wait and do one of those waiting things because it's something I don't really do. I just want to make sure that when I get in, I'm not at the shorting at the bottom or buying at the top. I cannot afford that with the swings like they are today, so just gonna let the market stretch itself out a little bit one way or the other. That news does not seem to be doing anything. All right, we got some energy coming in. That's good. So I'm gonna let this thing try and, I want it to reveal its cards to me here. Because it feels like with all this energy, it's gonna get another one of those big legs on it. Let's see. Okay, it already seems to be dying off. Not quite sure if that was just like an afterthought for the news. But I will take a short on that if it extends up. Let's just have a measure. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to short it there. Yeah, see now that leg is up 10 pips. That's perfect. Now that's a good spot for me to short it. And right at this other pivot as well. So you can see the energy is already fizzled out of that move like a minute or two ago. The candle was really moving back and forth pretty quick. And now that energy's gone. So I don't know why or what that came from, but it's not there anymore. Target hit. So it's trying to go up now, so I'm going to get into a long. It seems like it's trying to. We've now moved up 10 pips. Pulled back 3 or so. Another target hit. Gonna get into another short at the tops again. And I should have lots of room through here to maneuver out. As long as it just doesn't go screaming straight up, I'm fine. But I gotta say, I'm a little bit hesitant because of what happened over the past couple days. But on the other hand, what happened yesterday does not really dictate what happens today. Hey Larry, are you using any wobble technique with the way you're trading? Okay, if I can get a little bit more of an extension, then I'll get, oh, this is looking pretty good right here. Get into that second layer. That target's in a decent spot. I'd be a little better off if it was a little bit higher though. So get into the second trade with the second layer. And because that layer is in two trades, I can just stretch that one out a little bit. And so I can bring the one in a little bit upward, and I can stretch the better position downward a bit to average a better spot on the chart for a higher probability exit. So now if I hit those targets, I would be in profit on the trade. So I'm going to just take those wins and that small loss for net win, and then just wait and see if it's going to keep heading up. I mean, it is making its way up. Let's look at the 5 minute for a minute here. Yeah, it's a pretty good pivot. I'm going to go along with that energy. We're at a support point right there, so this is a decent spot for a long. Just missed it, the target. And now we've had a lot of action through the night last night, so we usually get a decent leg during the New York session, but we don't necessarily have to get one when the market was as busy as it was last night. Like, I'm not expecting a big leg during this time of day anymore, just because it's already getting a little bit tired because it's had a couple big legs today. But usually I feel like if the London session doesn't have a big leg, then usually the New York session does, and vice versa. But it's still very common to have 20 pip swings during the New York session. So usually if I enter into those 20 pip swings just right, those are really good for making money. Okay, getting ready to get into a second layer. Got some support right where we're at. So if it pushes down a little bit more, I'll get into that second long trade. I feel like I missed it, but we'll see if it gives me another opportunity. Yeah, I missed it. Okay, now we've got shaved bottoms on those candles. Oh, not quite. Oh, there's a drop. It drops a little more. We'll get into that trade. Just a little more. Grab it right there. That target comes in at a good spot just below those pivot highs.
Jackrabbits can do different things. This guy can leap a lot farther. This guy can't get under a door. This guy can.
Okay, if it extends down, I'll get into... Actually, I can get into the second trade of that second layer right there. And then push down, I can get into a third layer. So I'll spread out the third layer in this zone. Okay, this is getting close to the next layer entry. And one here, 2, 3, 4. just grabbed a couple of those targets. Let's stretch this one out a little bit. If it breaks this, it should extend up a little bit more, so I'm just going to bring that up just a little. Squeeze a little bit more out of that one trade. Got this line right through here. Okay, if that drops down, we'll get into that again. A little too early. So I gotta wait for it to get back down to this red line to get in the other two. And then there's that one target hit. And we're stretching out, trying to grab that other one, so I'm going to take a loss on that top trade. My rule is once I get into that third layer, I've got to start mitigating the losses. So there's one gone. Super close to hitting that target. And if it pops up, I'll get into the shorts also again. So from this price cycle, we ran up 16 pips. Now we've run down 13 pips. If we can just hit that last target, we can also mitigate risk on one of those trades too. So I'm going to get into a short as this pops up right there. So now I've got a short target right in here. Didn't quite get the long target yet. Hey, David. How's it going? So just took profit on the short trade. So now I'm building back into the long position. Right in here. Into the third layer. Which is 4 trades. Seems like it's going to break down. And I want the market to have the room to be able to get to those 2 pivots down there. So I'm just going to move these 2 stop losses a little bit out of the way so we can at least get to those if it were to run down. Just seeing your question there, David. Oh, how many trades? Yeah, it should say to my trading plan, it's supposed to be if you hit a stop loss once, you take a little break, a second stop, and done for the day. But I'm considering moving it to only 1 stop because I'm noticing a pattern that when I hit one, I often am hitting a second one. And I really don't like saying that, but maybe I need to put a bigger gap between my time, like more than 20 minutes. Like maybe I need to wait an hour before I get to enter in again. But yeah, it's right now, it's if I hit 2 max losses, then it's done for the day. And so I was telling Larry last night I hit 2 max losses as well as yesterday. I'm going to show you what happened. It was brutal. So here's the 5-minute chart. Yesterday I have this line here. I took a max loss right in here somewhere. I think it was a little bit somewhere right in here. And then I was going long with the new pressure, and I ended up stopping out like right at the bottom of this run for a second max loss. So that was yesterday. Because that happened, I thought to myself, I'm going to trade for a little bit during the London session, because the London session's usually really good chopping back and forth. What happened last night? Kid you not, stopped out on this run heading up, and the second stop out on that run heading down. So what did I do? I bought a new account because I don't have enough risk to trade again in that account, and I still wanted to trade here this morning, so that account is definitely done. Oh, it makes more sense now. Good. Yeah, it's not perfect. It's a little bit of like a little discretionary, or a little bit of a, I guess discretionary is the way to put it, a little bit of an art form to make it work. But I can tell you that from back testing, that like if we go and look back, like today and yesterday, we had anomalies, whereas for like 2 weeks we had all this stuff. All of this stuff is really good for that system, like all that chopping around like that. That's like good price action for my system. But yesterday and today, man, that was like painful. Especially thinking like, because I took those 2 stops yesterday, and I was like, oh man, I just bought this brand new account, and I immediately took 2 stop outs. So I was like, okay, I'm going to trade through the London session, which usually has a lot of good back and forth, and I'll like put some money back into it so that this morning I'll be in good shape. Wouldn't you know? We get this run up. This run is 42 pips. And then it goes back down like 38 or whatever. So that was really brutal. Painful. So now I've got that account. I just put it to the side today. It's just done for the day. Now I've got a second account. Tomorrow I'll attach the 2 accounts back together if I don't dent this one too. I mean, if I do dent this one, I'll just have to stop for the day if this hits 2 losses. But tomorrow I'll attach the account, brand new account, I mean a couple days ago, that got smoked 2 days in a row. I'll attach that one onto this one, and then they'll be trading together. I'm hoping we don't get these straight up moves. Like, as long as these things don't happen, I do really well. But man, talk about timing. Anyway, that's my rant for what's going on, what happened. It sucks bad, but it's just what happened. It's reality. How are you doing, David? Did you find you might have had good trades through some of those legs yesterday. That was right after we got off. I think it was. Did we break that low? Looks like we got even bottoms right in there at the moment. I got a feeling it's going to break down now. So I'm going to have room for my 4th and 5th layers. So I'll have a set of 8 trades in here, and then I'll have 16 trades right at the bottom, and then immediately stopping out if it runs right into the stop loss. Man, I would not be happy if that happened again. are you attaching the accounts to each other? Traders Connect. Yeah, have a look at it. If you haven't, it's a trade copying platform, and it's such a good platform. It offers so many tools. That's how I run my equity protection in the background too. They're attached on and through Traders Connect. Here, I'll put it in here. No trades for the rest of the week, sitting on my hands and observing since the last challenge. That's good. I need to learn that patience. So if I had not traded the London session last night, which I'm really not supposed to, I would not have stopped out twice. So that's a pretty good reason to follow my time rules, except it's just such an anomaly. Yeah, it's still, I just still shouldn't have done it. The way that my system's set up, it's really good for like participating in lots of price cycles. It's good for that generally, but it is not when you get the abnormal price cycles coming into the charts. Those 15, 20 pip swings are just perfect. But those 40 pip swings, not good for me. Unless I find a way to trade it and go back to using those surfing rules, but which can work. I'm just trying to keep my system even more simple. So I want to find a good spot to put those two layers in. Like my plan is just to average in somewhere in here. 800. Oh, you know what? It's right on that 800 mark. Oh man. All right, well, still gonna do what I'm supposed to do. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a pretty good spot right in here for some support. I've got one more for that. I'm gonna just save that last one for lower. I've technically got one more trade for that, for this layer, but I'm gonna save it for the bottom if it's gonna go all the way down, which I just feel like it's going to. Sure hope it doesn't, but and then because I'm into the fourth layer, I need to take losses when I get profits. So I'm also gonna just stretch a couple of these out just a little because it should come back up and test these bottoms. So I can make just a little bit more, like half a pip, maybe a pip on a couple of them extra. This is a good spot for it to come up and test if it's going to go back up. And then I'll take out probably both those top trades. So we're at $8, right now. So that last layer will be 16 trades all down here. And hopefully gives me a couple iterations. And that's where I'll make the profits all back. Unless it just goes straight through and hits my stop loss. Which feels like a pretty good possibility. But I don't know where the market's going. I just got to follow the rules. I just don't know where it's going to go. Oh, almost hit that layer. Almost. It should grab it. Yep, there we go. Starting to get it. So now, as that layer starts peeling off, so I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it goes back down, I can add 4 more back on. But I'm hoping we get the rest of that layer off and take a couple losses. The idea for me is that I'm always trying to take losses when the market's coming back to me, rather than taking losses when the market's going away from me. So I want to get rid of these ones. And then that shifts my bottom area stop out and changes the location of my stop out. Because my rule is when I hit the first stop loss. So if I can keep getting rid of those bad or lower, worse positions, okay, there we go. So I can get rid of that one. Now I've got that layer of 4 and then just 1 sitting up there. So now if it goes down again, I'll get into 7 or 8 trades again and do it over. Sorry, let's go back to the 1 minute for a second. Sounds like a lot of trade opportunities. I only have 1 opportunity per pair, per day. Wow, dollar, yen, big push before the news. $19 pips there. Yeah, this offers a whole bunch of trading opportunities. Okay, I'm getting ready. If it drops down, I'll get back into that layer of 8, or however many I can get into. If it, I want to try and get into it as it's pushing down. Okay, I still need to push down a bit more if I'm going to get into more of those longs. Okay, just put one in here. Okay, that's almost at a good spot. So as it pushes lower, I'm going to get into another 7 trades. There's 2. Three, 4, 5, 6. We're still waiting for it to push down to add those last 2. Okay, if I can get, we just tapped a few profit targets there. How many did I get? 14. I want to get rid of, got 1, 2. So now I can get back into 3, 4. So I can get into 4 more still as it pushes down. And the stock market opened right now. Okay, I've got 2, 3, 4 more I can add on if it pushes down. It's really quite stuck at the moment. One, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going into that last layer if it keeps going down. Okay, I'm backing out to 5 minutes so I can see where that last layer's got to fit. Okay, it's definitely heading right into that. Oh, I'm grabbing that. Oh, it is so likely gonna go past those bottoms. Okay, so I'll start adding in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How much risk do I have? I've got a little bit. I've spaced out enough that I've got a little bit of risk, so I'm going to just move these stop losses just a little bit, just a touch out of the way so it can bump into them, into these lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I've got another 10 positions I can add in. So as it takes some profit, I'll get rid of that loss again off the top. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 5 more trades I can add on. If I can get some of that profit, I definitely want to get rid of that loss. It's a good spot for a bounce, but it just might not bounce. So now that run, this price cycle is now 27 pips. Price cycle wise, it's good for a turn. Location wise, it's good for a turn. I feel like it's not going to turn. I got 5 more. I'm going to add them right here. 5, that's the very one. So now I'm just going to get ready to close all if it pushes into those stop losses. Starting to take a bit of profit. Gonna get out of one trade off the top. One, two, three, four, five, 6. So I can still get back into 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm getting ready to close all again. Another stop out. heck? I can't believe it. Unbelievable. Why no bounce? It just doesn't care about that right now. So you can see I didn't quite lose 2% on that run, but I sure did lose again. So that price cycle is now 33, 34 pips. And it didn't care to bounce at support. It didn't even bounce here, didn't care about it. Why is it not caring? It didn't even bounce, not even a little bit. Is it news? News is just coming out now for flash manufacturing PMI. Oh. The news is right now, but it's only orange folders. Flash manufacturing, it's not even a crazy number for the dollar. I don't get it. Man, What happened to this stuff? What happened to this stuff? Well, now that it's broken through, I'm going to be looking for shorts, and I'll just have to try and crawl my way back. Again, I'm sure glad I didn't have another account attached to this one. Brand new account, I mean, brand new. Yeah, David, this is the Euro USD, and it hates me. It is just out to get me. See, like, the reason I take losses when it comes back to me is so that I don't have to take a max loss. Like, I'm always trying to avoid a max loss, but now with these price cycles, it's all different now. The price cycles are huge, and they seem to be now consistently huge. We didn't have this for the past 2 weeks. I know I back tested it a bunch, looking for the retest before. Yeah, I'm going to get into the sells too. I gotta wait 20 minutes from that stop out though, and then I'll probably be looking for a very similar entry that you are. Just drives me nuts. When a market runs 25 pips into support, the euro dollar usually bounces. All I needed was a little bounce, and then I could have got out of most of those losses, and then I could have switched, but it didn't bounce there. Just another huge cycle. Oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. That looks like news. That was all I needed. Like, that would have put me into profits or break even. Are you saying it has retested? Okay, so if I'm going to get short, this is a good spot for me to get short. Now running up 16 pips. I don't know if it's technically 20 minutes. I'm at 13 minutes, so I gotta wait a little bit more. But it is a good spot. If I was gonna get short, that's where I want to get short. Look. Oh man, I cannot believe it. Well, I was looking for that. That's a couple pips shy of being really good. They took Sean's class off, Larry. So, oh. Well, I'm hoping that maybe the volatility is really good and my rules will start working and I can make some money back. That's what I'm going to try. Man, oh man. Again. Those 4 pips. If I could have, if you could have, doesn't matter. But I'm getting pretty tired of this. So that ran down 33 pips. 4 more minutes. Like I really was doing absolutely the best I could in here. Like I was squeezing profits out of these minuscule legs up. But that's not a proper leg. Oh, thanks, Larry. Yeah, I'm just, I don't know why it is the way it is. It's just such a gut punch when you like miss it by just a few pips or even less. So David is shorting now? Is that what you're doing, David? I'm about to start getting short. Actually, a 15-minute chart. I mean, that's what I expected was going to happen. I just did it a little bit too far for my rules. It's gotta, like, eventually it's gotta not keep doing the huge swings. And then that's when my system does well. It does not do well with 30 pip, 40 pip swings. But I'm not done yet. I've got one more try. So David, are you shorting now? When you said it swept your range, does that mean like it went long through it? So it's a good entry for your short. I'm about to get in short too. I'm just waiting for my time. One more minute for me. But now, like, we've got support down here. Like, I would be happy to go both sides now. Okay, that's 20 minutes. And for me, that's a really good bottoming pattern, so I'll probably play both sides. Just not be biased here. Like this is, I mean, this could easily be a bottoming pattern and a continuation up, or it could just, I think this is a good spot though. We bumped into this trend line. Wicked through the top of my range, body closed inside the range. The sweep is just another confirmation. Price closed outside lower range, and that was my entry. Closed outside. Okay, I think I understand that. Like it traveled through the range, but then it came back down and closed below, and so that was a short entry, I think. Am I getting that right? So David, I think I'm going to just try and see if I got what your entry was. This was your range right here. It swept, it went through it, but then actually closed back down below that line. Am I understanding that right? And so that was your entry for the short, because that was probably the 5 or the 15 minute that closed back down. Okay, cool. So I do understand. I think that's a great way to enter. Good confirmation. Sounds like a good set of rules. Now we just need good volatility. I mean, I just want good back and forth. Yep, I get that. All right, I'm gonna just play both sides, because for me, I mean, I trade for consolidation, not for and then all I need is really one price cycle back, and that's where I make my money. So now I'm hoping that these bigger legs are done, and we'll get some smaller legs that I can make some money on, and I don't really care which way it goes. I mean, yeah, I just see it both ways at this point, because we had such a strong run down, but then we also had a big, strong leg back up. So for me, I'm just like, whatever, I'll trade both sides on that. So I'm going to squeeze my trades into this consolidation and see if we get a few legs back and forth. I'll make some of that money back, but I doubt I'm going to be able to make another 1.8%. I won't make that back in an hour. I mean, unless it really started ripping back and forth. But that right there, that's an outside range. And it came right back up and in. just annoys me so much when those markets happen. Yeah, I got that screenshot, got that. And then pound dollar gave a sell signal for me as well. That's good too. So you got correlating pairs too. It's a pretty good, I mean, it seems like a pretty good entry. Oops. What was that? This is the perfect market for me to trade back and forth in. Yeah, you've got the dollar yen anti-correlated and use that as confirmation. Yeah, it is. That's good. Anti-correlation or negative correlation. I just want this market to correlate with my system, please. I don't know if you guys can hear the competition in my voice, but I do not like losing. And you gotta be good at losing to do this. I'm not letting my competition and my emotions do the trading here. I'm still doing my rules, but I still feel the frustration. It would just, the worst part would be if this market just goes dead now. It doesn't usually. This is usually a really good hour, so hopefully we get some movement. Yeah, just recognize them, take note of them. That's being human. They're gonna be there. It's just how you deal with them. You're not gonna make them go away. So we have to just learn to deal with them properly. It's not wrong to get the feelings. They're gonna happen. It'd be weird if you didn't have some emotions with this, actually. It'd be really weird. Okay, I'll be looking for my second layer to go in here. Okay, it's 2 trades on my second layer. So now if I can get profits on this layer, I'll just probably take off the top one for a loss and get into shorts. Okay, there's the profits there. With a strong up leg, I'm just going to let that sit. That's news, isn't it? Get back into that layer. Is that news? That's a wild little... Yep. No. What the... Darn, I missed that. The exit on that top one. That's okay. Okay, this is my layer of 4. I've got 3 in on that little extension, getting a little bit of profit. So I'm going to take a loss on the upper one. Also going to get into a short there. Okay, if I can grab that target to the downside, I can get my layer of 4 back in. Got 3 trades in. Grabbed 1 target. Okay, just grabbed a few targets on the upside so we can take a loss as well. I'm going to get into a short. And I was at 820 when I took my loss, so I'm slowly crawling back. Come on, market. Okay, to me it looks like the volume of traders is actually pretty low. We're not getting smooth price action in minute to minute. It's getting stuck. It's getting stuck for minutes at a time, and then we're getting like 30 pip price cycles. So that's lower volume. I think traders are stepping aside a little bit more. A little bit lower volume, but high volatility. It still can be totally good for depending on your style, your strategy. But for me, I'm starting to see that the volume is not that good. It's just not. Yeah, it's just not moving. It's not cycling back and forth very quick, very good. Okay, if I can push up, I'm going to get into another short stack. News in 33 minutes. Oh, Bank of Europe, Governor Bailey speaks. Well, that could bring some swings into the market also. And natural gas in 1 minute. Yeah, this is really a slow movement. I wonder if maybe the market is now waiting for the Governor Bailey to start speaking. I'm going to get into my short stack right there. Okay, that's good. And my second one. So now I'm in my second layer on the shorts, and I can take profit on that long. Perfect. I'm gonna just get rid of all these objects and start over. All the new data has come in. I'm gonna start fading into my third layer on the short side, which is 4 trades. And hopefully it squeezes in under this trend line. 2. So I can get in 2 more trades on the short side. 3. And 1 more. Hopefully it tucks in under this trend line. And then if I can get a little bounce off that trend line, all I need is a couple pips in my favor and I can get back into profits. Got 1 more short trade for the 3rd layer. Okay, just starting to grab a couple little profits. The news is not good for the dollar. Oh, with the gas news? Is that what you mean? Or Governor Bailey speaking? I think you mean on the gas news, right? Natural gas storage. Oh, it didn't even have a number. We do have Governor Bailey speaking on the pound. What news is not good for the dollar? Oh, on gas. Okay, I'm not seeing. I don't have a number on mine. Maybe I'll refresh it. Oh, there we go. 101 billion. Yeah, it's kind of negative. And I'm getting some profits on my shorts. All right, I feel like the price action's starting to be a little bit nicer. And I'll take a loss off the bottom there. And I'm going to take off the lower one. So now I'm just in 1 single layer. And if it bumps back up, I'll just do that all over again. Stretch this one out just a little. All right. The higher the number, the worse. Yeah. Price retested my range and excited again. Going back in your direction, yeah. That trend line's coming in handy for the shorts. And now for me, like I got that bullish little leg that I was looking for. So now I'm thinking I might stay a little bit more to the short side. We'll see how this next leg goes. But I will get back in again if it pops up. So now for me on the longs, I've got a support point here. And then I got another support point down here. In 25 minutes or so to the news. Okay, so now my short target, I just missed it twice. So that's a good chance it's gonna pop back up. So now if it comes back down, I wanna just get out of that trade so that it doesn't have to break those lows. So I'm putting it back. Really, I should have not adjusted it. So now if it pops up, I'll just get into my second layer rather than my third layer. This market still is slow now. With those big swings, we should be getting a little bit more movement in between, but it's not, and that's why I feel like we're getting a little bit lower volume. Okay, there's that target hit, and now it doesn't have to break to go down, but if it does, that'll be good for you, David. All right, I'm up $15 from the loss. If it pops down into the support, I will start buying those support points. Because now as that leg goes down, that's 8 pips. That's 16, 17 pips. So yeah, that's good. The market should be a little bit more, well, I don't know. I was going to say friendly, but I shouldn't assume it's going to be friendly. Okay, I'm going to short there. On that pullback. So, David, when So it exited, like it retested right here, right? Right there. And then it closed back down, and that was a pretty good extra signal. Is that what you're seeing too? Like another, like essentially like a double signal to the short side. Closing back down here. Yeah, because that range that you had would have been right in here. Something like that. So it closed back down. Yep, all right. Okay, if it can pop up, I'm going to get back into the shorts again. Right in here, there's one. There's that target hit on that one. If it pops up, I'll do that again. Just right there, get into that again. And then I'll get into the second one if it pops up a little bit more. All right, another pop up. Oh, just we'll get some flickering now. Second position in that layer. Then I can get into a third layer back on that trend line. Okay, right in there. Need it to go up a bit more if I'm going to get into that one. We do have a little bit of a wedge starting to form in here. Okay, I'm going to start getting into that third layer. Which is 4 trades. 2, 3. Okay, hitting some targets there. And a close back down. I'll get back into it if it pops up again, if it lets me. 1, it's a little bit tight. 2, couple more targets hit, so I can just take off that bottom one for a loss and still be in net gain. If it pops up, I'll do it again. Target hit, so I can take off that bottom one again for a net gain, and now I'm just in one layer. So now if it pops up, I can maneuver around again. Okay, back into second layer, right there. Now I can let it pop up if it wants to, and then get into layer number 3 somewhere up here. Okay, I'm getting ready to add into a third layer. There's one. It's a little early though. I've got 3 more trades, but it's a little bit early for them. Hit one target. Okay, it's we're on the news hour with Bailey speaking. Governor Bailey. This is supposed to be my last iteration. These last few minutes have been decent for my system. So for me and my system, a little bit higher volume, lower volatility. Whereas earlier we had a bit lower volume, but higher volatility, making those big swings. All right, taking a little profit on that one layer. I've got one layer left on there. Actually, it's bumping right into that little uptrend line right on here. So I might just take this one off for a 0, or right there at 0.5. Yeah, I'll just call that done there. Hopefully it blows through to the downside and David can grab his profit. It's just getting really slow in there. So sometimes when these guys speak, it takes a few minutes for it to get going. Or sometimes it doesn't even move because they don't say anything of any enough value for traders. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm supposed to be done, but man, if the volatility would pick up, I want to be part of it. But it doesn't really look like it at the moment. just, yeah, man, it's so slow. That's what's so annoying is the volume was low. We've had some of these big swings, and that crushes my system. It's just so annoying. Like for me, I did everything I'm supposed to do this morning, and I'm just in a loss already. Brand new account and a loss again. So frustrating. But I did everything I'm supposed to do. So gotta just say that's the win for me, at least today. And hopefully over the next few days, the volume stays up and the cycles aren't so huge. But with the way that you enter, David, like you kind of want like a big, you could do well with these big swings. But it's a little bit funny right now. It's really petering out. Couldn't get a break out of this wedge though to the downside. I'm going to clear all the stuff off and just have a look at what I did. Oops. There's the breakdown. There you go. Oh, dirty market. Dirty, dirty market. Well, I mean, I squeezed as much as you could out of that little market in between. I really, really squeezed some good stuff out of that. There you go. That's nice. Keep going. You might have hit your target there, unless you want to, unless you're letting it run further. I don't know. That's a pretty good price cycle though, because that now is that was a 10 pip price cycle, and it still seems like it's going. $10 yeah. Generally, that's about an average of one big price cycle. They're like, but 7 to 9 pips is what I see to be an average price cycle on the 1 minute chart. So that's a strong price cycle. And like on a regular day, I would just buy that because it's at the end of a price cycle, and then I would generally be fine. But these swings have been not normal today, so I'm not going to do anything. Nice, you got your target. That's good. Good, man. Good stuff. Well, we should probably just call it. I mean, you do what you need to do, but I'm going to call it here and go cry about my losses, and then come back tomorrow and hopefully do the same thing with more success. But I did what I was supposed to do, so that was good. You're going to let the pound... Oh, do you have two different trades on? Or are you letting the... You're in the pound short? It's also run 16 pips on the pound. It just ran 16 pips down. It's a little bit stronger than the euro dollar. Yeah, I'm gonna cry though. Because I hate that. I hate that market was entered in the pound earlier. Oh, you were? Oh, so did you hang on to that short then? Because it's looking a little bit stronger than the euro dollar. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, it's looking good. I don't, like, it's had some big price cycles today, so I just don't see it extending out to keep running after it's made such big moves. Yeah, I mean, it absolutely can. So just do, you follow your rules. I'm just thinking, like, if I had to guess, I would think that we wouldn't see a lot of follow through at this point in the day with the runs that it's already had today. But just keep following your rules. I mean, I see the pound it's running into support again. Lots of support in here. It does. I mean, that's still a good ways though. You could still run a good ways before you got to get into that. So it could break down and maybe you get another. What could you get? 15, 20, 50, another 15 pips pretty easily. That would be a big help. You got 19 minutes left. All right, well, I'm not going to get into it. My rules are technically over. I would, if it was like really moving super nice, I'd maybe give myself an extra half an hour, but it's not doing anything. I find that, like, I've got to get the conditions have to be good. And sometimes if it starts a little bit later, I'll give myself a little bit more time. But if it's like great conditions earlier in the day, then it's better to shut it down earlier. That's what I find. But, oh man, brutal day for me. Smoked my other account. It took a dent in this one, but as long as I don't take another one of those for a bit, I definitely will bring it back. So hopefully your pound dollar keeps running. I'm gonna head out for now, get a workout in, and get some stuff done around the house. Oh, okay. This trade will run to either take profit or stop loss. Okay. That, what's happening now is starting to look like news. Like somebody's speaking and making it go up and down. Okay. Yeah, it's just trading. Still grinds her gears though. But all right. Well, I'll be back tomorrow. Same time. If you're in, I'll be back here. So have a good rest of your day. Catch you later. Have a good one.